You know, I wonder what's going through this mad woman's... Ah! What's up everybody, StevDez here, and welcome to another edition of Dragon Ball Days! Finally! In the new space! Hi Sassy! Ikari and the legendary Super Saiyan form still kind of finicky now, isn't it? Once more resources come out as to how that form really works, the more accurate we can actually be in writing for it. For now though, many what-ifers have written stories and tried to make the stories the way they are with their writing style, trying to do a what-if based on Broly, whilst also making the Ikari state not overpowered in some cases, overpowered in some cases, trying to balance it out as far as what the narrative they're trying to push is. In this timeline, we don't have to worry about Broly's rage because Namekian training actually helps that out quite a bit. Instead of having an electric collar like the original, we have Broly having a, well, meditation. The Namekian training goes a long way when it comes down to tempering that rage. Not only that, but Paragus is a much better dad in this timeline. In the last part, Cell was defeated, sure, but we still had 17 and 18 awakening, hearing 16 of all people spout stuff about Gero, and then he didn't like that one bit. And neither did 18. So 17 and 18 put an end to 16 pretty friggin' quick. Sure, some Z-Fighters were defeated, but father and son rose to the occasion and thwarted 17 and 18 before they could do too much. Unfortunately, this means Krillin doesn't get his Beiteen, but Bulma gets to do a bit of on-site research. I asked all of you in this poll right here. So, what did Bulma find in the wreckage of the base? Well, y'all wanted this little thing to be a thing in this story, so why not? Now, I'm going to go to the notebook here, because Sean is 100% correct. Schmidt, put the comment on screen. I hope Android 16 happens, because things might not be what it seems if present Cell is brought to life. Things aren't what it seems. I'm going to take this opportunity to remind you all of the 50% rule when it comes down to our votes. Schmidt! Thank you very much. So, this allows all of you to get more bang for your buck, more of a choice for your one choice. By working together and being a little bit more considerate of your fellow men who are also voting in this poll, you can make multiple things happen on these polls. I'm not running it by what is the majority. I'm running it based on what makes up a majority. With Dende being the new guardian of Earth, the new Dragon Balls are made, blah 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 blah, all of the innocents killed by 17 and 18 are brought back to life, all the Z-Fighters come back to life, all that good stuff happens. The thing is, when it comes down to the poll, let me tell you what would have happened. That's another thing that's cool about this. I have a pocket for my notebook. If y'all voted for either of these options, then 17 and 18 would have been revived and reprogrammed by technical means or by Krillin/Park Ranger means. None of that here. Similarly, if you had voted for this one, 13, 14, and 15 would have come out, and nope. They would have been killed all the same. That would have just added a different saga, and those androids were just pure evil off the bat. It wouldn't have been good for the Z-Fighters either way. So after the first wish, they don't know what to wish for the second one. And there's no 18 for Krillin to be like, remove the bombs. So there's really... They gotta think about something. And that's what they think about, well, their Cell will still show up eventually, won't he? He'll want to know where his androids went. So, they ask Shenron about this.
In 15 years, the creature known as Cell shall awaken from the wreckage of the former Doctor of the Red Ribbon Army's lab. He shall hunt, and he shall gain power, until he has enough to thwart not only Broly, but the rest of your lives.
This is where your vote comes in, because this woman and the baby, you know, I'm proud of this. I love seeing Kid Trunks with a horrified look on his face.
Screw you!
Alright, with that joking aside, the man and wife do come across Jiro's lab, and they do come across the destroyed body of Android 16, along with his head just motionless and deactivated on the ground. He's been off for too long, and that first vote would have cleared it. They would have been able to save something of his. But, unfortunately, y'all voted for Cell. Sorry, okay, I'll stop with the picking on you as far as the poll. Let's move on. Bulma would find the main section of the room, and in the large tube, she would find the Cell Project. The embryo that, in this timeline, Krillin didn't destroy. Now, they can take that, and they can take the data on the Cell Project back to Capsule Corp to see if they can do something with it. After all, it is still a life, and this woman has a father who apparently loves life so much that he built his own natural area in his own lab. So, why not? Give life a chance. There's one big problem when it comes down to your vote, and I saw this problem in the Future Piccolo timeline. What if Future Piccolo survived on this channel? Where y'all thought that this woman, because she's a genius, decided that she would be able to do fucking everything when it comes down to science. No, that's not the case! As a matter of fact, she's more of a scientist when it comes down to machines, not biology. That's why in that timeline, your vote caused her to die. Much like in this timeline, we have to take a bit of a sacrifice when it comes down to working on something that she is not properly educated for. A bio-android? Look, this is the best thing you're gonna get. You're not getting a full cell here. You're not gonna get an Android 21. Shout out to Masako's timeline on that one. There's no possible way that fucking around with cells when it's this woman doing it is... There's no possible way that this woman can fuck around with the cells enough to make it a good guy outright. There has to be a little bit of a mutation to occur in order for her to do this. The next few years would be trial and tribulation while Broly has to step up as a dad to little Trunks. So when it comes down to it, it's all about how... Okay, I think Broly would be a better dad because he did grow up with Paragus and he can use Paragus as a role model. That kind of works. And there is a bit of a surprise when it comes down to getting the Cell Project. In this timeline, during the 7-year time skip, Bulma's working on the Cell Project, Broly's working on being a dad, and Goku's not dead. As a matter of fact, when it comes down to Goten, Chi-Chi's not the one training him. Goku is. Goku's the one sneaking him out so that he can get some training sessions under his belt because of how powerful Trunks is getting. This sneaking out keeps happening and happening, and Chi-Chi knows, and Chi-Chi does nothing about it. She's just the woman. What? Toriyama's not creative with how he writes his women. Why should I be? After a few years' time, Bulma would have enough time in this timeline to actually do something about the Cell Project, and she would call all the Saiyans and Mr. Piccolo to come see her work and decide on something. There's a reason why I cut off Cell's face here in the thumbnail, because Cell's face here wouldn't be perfect Cell. It wouldn't be a perfect Cell Jr., it would be an imperfect Cell Jr. First form, the base form, just, you know, a lot shorter. Of course, Broly sees this and he's saying that this is dangerous because he heard from his future son how dangerous Cell was in the future. But that's when he hears a voice from off to the side saying that it's okay, you should have a lot more faith in your wife. It's Paragus. Paragus is here on Earth because Bulma wanted to surprise him. He's been living in a hotel for the past week and coming on by secretly, keeping his power level low, because Namekians train you to do that, so that he can help her adjust Cell. You see, it's not just a matter of, hey, Paragus should come to Earth so that he can watch Trunks for a weekend so they can celebrate their anniversary. It's not just that, it's more of a work thing. With Paragus, Bulma is able to extract Broly's DNA in secret from the Cell Project, meaning this Cell Project is far, far weaker than the perfect cell that they fought. The perfect cell they fought does not have Broly's S cells. Through tinkering using Paragus' cells and Broly's DNA from Paragus, you know, that family link that they have there, Bulma is able to go through and eradicate any form of any S cells that is within Cell that pertains to Broly. Any of Broly's DNA is not in this cell because the S cells don't exist in this cell. In fact, it would be quite easy because Paragus is his father. That relation still happens, and that DNA was passed from father to son. So, by using Paragus' blood, he's able to contribute in getting rid of any of Broly's DNA from this cell creature. This cell creature is going to be far less powerful when it comes down to anything they have to do in the future. Something like Gohan could take care of them. Gohan and Goku, Broly, possibly even Piccolo could take care of this Cell Jr. without it becoming that bad because it is an imperfect Cell Jr. In fact, if Vegeta was a thing around here, he probably could take him on. I don't think Akari's going to show up in this one when it comes down to that thing. Back to the story. The imperfect Cell Jr. does come out of his pod, and the Z-Warriors are, yeah, okay, they're very wary about it, but it does seem like a friendly little guy. Maybe it'll be a friend to Goten and Trunks. By the way, Goten's alive in this one. He's been born. Yeah, it could be a friend to Goten and Trunks in the future, or maybe a good fighter for Earth. I mean, Goku wants to spar with it, but it's still a danger, and another danger of it is, well, its appetite. After all, Piccolo was on the Cell Hunt, and a lot of people went missing. I'm taking this detail from Masako because I kind of agree with it, but I disagree with some of it as well, so notebook time. In his version of What If Cell Turned Good, they fed the larval cell sensu beans. Thing is, human beings are made up of so much more. They have oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen. You can't tell me that one magical bean has everything that this thing needs. So Broly comes up with an idea from his youth. Namekian arms. I mean, that cell did eat some cells from Piccolo. That might work. Just send him to Namek for a little while. In fact, the Namekians could probably train him on how to be a good boy. This is where Paragus chimes in and says that Piccolo has been happy on Namek, and actually, he fused with Nail and trained up some other Namekian warriors should a foe like Frieza show up again. Hearing this, Goku is excited and wants to take the Cell Jr. onto the spaceship and head to Namek a second time. However, Broly says they have Dragon Balls. Why would they need to waste the spaceship? However, Broly isn't going to be the one that goes to Namek. Paragus is. That way, if the Cell Jr. here, I guess they could call it Cell Jr. or Android 21. I'm not sure about that one. Well, leave your comment below as to what this cell should be named. Regardless, if that thing gets the munchies, Broly going is a bad call. Paragus volunteers to go and introduce the Cell Jr. to the Namekians. Nail and Piccolo as well. As a matter of fact, the Namekian people are really strong because some of the warriors fused with Piccolo and fused with Nail. The two of them are very strong Namekians, strong enough to take on Frieza should a foe like him show up again. With the combination of Kamikolo and Nail, along with the several sensu beans brought by Paragus, this is where this timeline closes for right now. So what do you all think? Do you think that this cell will be important for the upcoming Buu Saga? Do you think 4 years is enough for the Cell Jr. to be turned into a good boy on Namek? What about Trunks? Does some of the cells of Broly exist in that child? Go ahead and leave a comment below! And seriously, leave your comment below because I'm interested in the name thing. Y'all are creative. For more what-ifs in the realms of video gaming and Dragon Ball alike, such as the upcoming Heroes Resurgence campaign. Honestly, I'm looking forward to releasing that rather soon, so let's hope we can get that in there. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you want to donate to the channel on Patreon, that link is in the Stev description below as well. And if you want to join the Stev Discord and become a Stev Destrian today, that link is also down there. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.